Good morning, everyone, from South Dakota. It might look a little bit bland right here, but we're about to enter a really cool region of this state that I've never been to, called the Black Hills, which are a really odd area because we're in western South Dakota right now, almost Wyoming, and there's red-bellied snakes here, and they're their own species. Actually, they're a subspecies, but either way, super strange that this is habitat for the red-bellied snake. And you know, you're used to seeing them in my yard and everywhere in Georgia, but out here it's a really strange thing that these things are around here. But we could see some pretty cool snakes as bycatch, like smooth greens, which would be an awesome lifer for me, and also there could be pale milk snakes in this area too, along with garters and all sorts of other common stuff. So anyways, we're gonna hit these hills and flip rocks and see what all we can turn on. Hopefully this is the habitat. Carson and Graham are up there, but steep grassy hillside, first spot we're stopping at, so we'll see if we turn anything up. Got some bison. Look at this handsome man. What's up, dude? He's shedding his winter coat.
Road behind us.
Really?
He's gonna get
Sure
hit by that
is.
car. He does not seem to be able to handle the pavement very well.
They don't get traction on the pavement, I guess. Alright guys, that what you're hearing down there is boreal chorus frogs. We're out here in the habitat, smooth green snakes and Black Hills red-bellied snakes. Flipping rocks, finding a lot of nothing so far. Here's a boreal chorus frog on the bottom of the pool here. You can see him right there. We're gonna get him out and get a look at him. This is Steven's lifer, so. Well, there we go. Boreal chorus frog. Not much to look at because he's so dark right now, but anyways, we're gonna get some photos and put this guy back in his ditch. Here's a really nice looking chorus frog. And up here, was he on the crawl?
Yeah, dude. I thought it was a radix because I just
Very
didn't
nice.
think there would be red-sided up here.
All right, guys, here's the first South Dakota snake. This is a red-sided garter snake. You can see really beautiful red coloration in between the scales. We've seen these guys a couple of times in Kansas, but not a species I've seen a lot, and a really cool, beautiful garter snake. I'm really excited about this guy. There could potentially be 3 garters up here, red-sideds, plains, and western terrestrials or wandering garters. But this is the first one we've turned up, so really cool. Good looking snake. We're gonna get some photos of him and put him back in the creek where he's probably hunting chorus frogs. The yellow on this guy is insane. I mean, that red's awesome, obviously, but he's got a real vibrant yellow too. Really great looking garter snake. Here's another really pretty boreal chorus frog. This guy's got some nice green on him. But tons of these guys, obviously. This is what the garter snake's doing out here, looking for frogs to eat. Carson did it, boys! Oh, look at that! That is my lifer smooth green snake. So right after Carson flipped the first one, Graham turned over the next rock over, and there's another one. Well, guys, there it is. I'm still shaking a little, but the number 2 target for this area, number 1 being the red-bellied snake that we still haven't found, but smooth green snakes here in South Dakota. My second, third snakes ever in South Dakota. These guys live a very similar lifestyle to the rough greens, but they're a lot more terrestrial. They eat a lot of bugs, they live around wet areas, and they're even doing the head swigging thing that the rough greens do. And they also have smooth scales instead of keeled. You can see they're a little bit shiny or reflective, whereas rough greens have rough scales. Very cool. That is amazing.
I've seen Certopsis do it, which is weird. At least it feels weird. Look at, he's doing it too. Look,
Look at this guy go.
Carson, look at.
So these guys don't climb as much as rough greens, but they do climb a little bit. But they like to climb up in these grass tufts and stuff and look for food, rather than climbing up in trees. All right, guys, here's one more look at this beautiful pair of smooth green snakes we found here in South Dakota. This was definitely one of the bigger targets for the day. Super glad we turned these guys up. I was running the GoPro initially, but we just went through so many rocks this morning without seeing anything. I decided to stop rolling it. But I might end up rolling it again if we get into some more of these guys to try to get some flip clips on them, because it is really crazy to lift a rock and see that green coloration underneath it. It's just really weird, not something I'm used to at all. But anyways, really awesome. One of my favorite snake species that I'd yet to see in the US, and I'm super glad we got to turn some up today. They did not disappoint. But anyways, we're gonna put these guys back under their rocks and head to our next spot. All right. That's so cool looking going through the grass. Here goes the other one.
You gotta hurry. He's gonna move. You gotta move.
Dude, nice. All right, guys, Carson just flipped our third smooth green of the day right here on the way back to the car from where we got the first two. This one's a lot smaller, but yeah, we're getting into them for sure. I'm gonna try to run the GoPro and get a flip of one, but we'll see. Either way, really awesome. Number 3 for the day.
Green.
Very nice. Little in shed boy.
Oh, sorry.
All right, guys, here's our next snake of the day. The first in-shed green snake that Graham just flipped. Definitely not as nice to look at as the ones that are freshly shed, but still really cool. 4 of these guys, which is the most Graham's ever seen in a day, and obviously the most I've ever seen in a day. So really cool. Here's a look at the habitat. Just a pine forest with a lot of rocks in it. Really cool. Oh, garter snake. What are you? Dude, what the f is this? Is that just a weird wandering? So we've got this weird garter snake we just flipped, and there's another one right here. This one looks more like just a wandering garter, maybe. No, they're pretty similar looking. And they might just be weird wandering garters. They definitely don't look like normal elegans, though.
They don't look like normal anything.
Either way, ambiguous garter snakes. We're gonna get to the bottom of what these are, and I'll label them properly. So trust the label, not what we're saying, because whatever the label says is what they actually are after doing some research.
Yes!
Yeah! Let's see it. Let's see it.
And you called it
yeah.
too. You said, remember earlier?
I said they're gonna be.
Steven.
Yes! Yeah! All right, guys. Hours of rock flipping for green snakes, which is awesome. But we came here for these guys. We can find green snakes elsewhere. This is the Black Hills red-bellied snake, living in like semi-montane pine forest in western South Dakota. We have this guy. We've been flipping rocks all day for one of these and haven't found one, and then we finally road cruise one on our way out. We're essentially on our way to look for pale milks in Wyoming because we were just getting frustrated of not finding one of these guys, and then one shows up in the road.
There might be more.
So Steven saw this little worm sitting in the road. Big props to Steven for the spot since he was driving. But there it is, Black Hills red-bellied snake. We're gonna photograph this guy real quick and let him go back on the side of the road he was heading towards. Well, there it is. Doesn't look like much, but that is one of the most obscure snakes in the United States, in my opinion. These guys are super strange. The location of them strange. The habitat is strange. It's just a really weird animal all around. I mean, we are in western South Dakota on an island of pine trees in the middle of the Great Plains, and there is an endemic subspecies of Steraria. How absurd is that? Not to mention, just a cool looking snake. Looks a little bit different from the ones back home, and it was a struggle to find. We pulled it off here at the end, though. Super rewarding when you have to work for a target, even when it's something as simple as a red-bellied snake. So really awesome. We're gonna put this guy on the side of the road he was heading towards and continue with our day. Alrighty. Look at that belly. Here's a good look at his belly. That is amazing. Alright, buddy. Good luck out there, and it was an absolute pleasure to see you. Alright guys, so we're in Wyoming heading back to Colorado, and we just cruised my lifer western painted turtle. I've actually seen him before, but I've never gotten a good look at one. So this is awesome. We're gonna see if we can get him to come out of a shell for pictures.
Stepping in for the first time. That's awesome.
Look at that. Yeah. God, that's amazing. All right, I'm seeing if this guy will come out of the shell. It doesn't look like he's going to, but you can kind of see his beautiful little face right there. Really cool. Western painted turtle. First time this species has made an appearance on the herping vlog. What an awesome turtle. Let's get this guy to safety and keep moving. All right, taking this guy to the other side of the fence. Some cactus here, nice. Stay out of the road, dude. Good morning, everyone. We are back in Colorado today and heading out to our first spot for the day. We're gonna be trying to flip some milk snakes again. Didn't go so well last time. Took us all day and we finally got one. Nebraska was much kinder to us in regards to milk snakes. So we're gonna try again today. It's really cool and overcast and drizzly. It's like what, 50 something outside right now? 55. So we're bundled up and we're gonna go flip a couple rocks and see if we can turn up a milk. All right, guys, well, the first snake of the day Steven just flipped is this nice little line snake. This is a really cool species that has a pretty wide range across the Great Plains, even though it is really spotty. But really cool to see them in association with such a montane area here. This guy's deep in shed. Hopefully we'll see some more today that aren't. But really cool little fossorial snakes. We've seen them in Kansas and I think Oklahoma and maybe even Texas in my videos before. But really interesting little snakes. Hoping we'll find a few more of these guys today. But we're gonna keep flipping. Lots of nice rocks out here, and the moisture's good. The weather feels great, so hopefully we're in for some good snakes today. All right, guys, just flipped our next line snake. Evidently, these guys are gonna be pretty common here. They've got another one down there. But either way, these guys are very similar looking to earth snakes to me. They've got the same kind of facial structure, but they are in their own genus, Tropidoclonian, and they are the only snake in that genus. So really cool, really weird little snakes. I'm assuming we're gonna see plenty more of these guys today, so I'm gonna put him back under his rock. All right, here's our next line snake of the day. Finally one that isn't in shed. You can see these are really sharp looking little fossorials, and they have a really cool belly pattern. But basically I like to think of them as the Great Plains equivalent of the earth snake. Like I said earlier, they're in a different genus, so. But they are small fossorial snakes that live very similar lifestyle to the earth snakes back home. So anyways, I'm gonna get some quick photos of this guy because he's not in shed, and we're gonna let him go. Anyways, it's been a couple hours since that last line snake, and we just now got our next snakes, which are 2 more line snakes. These guys were both under that rock, so maybe we're getting into some good stuff here. We'll find out, but just gonna put these guys back. So the next rock over from these two is another big one, just chilling. So we definitely are getting into a few more snakes, but still no milks. Graham just got another double line snake flip. It's a good sign. We're gonna hit this area a little bit harder. So I got a line snake right here. I'll pull him out and put his rock back. And then Graham, this one's beautiful, dude. Look at that.
That is a good one.
Then Graham has 2 more. These might be the most abundant snake of the trip at this point. Well, guys, we were on the way back to the car, and I spotted a giant rock on top of another rock. And we turned it over, and after doing that dozens and dozens of times today, the last thing I was expecting to be under it was that. That is our main target for the day, a milk snake in a new area for everyone here, and it could not be nicer. That is amazing.
I should get some video.
They don't make them better than that, folks. Well, not much better at least. That is incredible. Milk snake number, we got 5 yesterday and 2 total in Colorado now. So that's milk snake 7 for the trip, and the second western milk snake. They both look so different too, it's hard to even really say which of the 2 western milks we found I like more. This one's got really low, he's got a high white and this really vibrant orange. Well, the other one we found was a lot bigger and had more of a muted coloration, but still really unique in its own way. But honestly, this snake shows a lot of characteristics of pale milks, but it does have pretty thick black around the bands there going down towards the belly. But either way, really awesome. We are starving though, so we're gonna photograph this snake and we'll put him back under his rock. What an awesome snake. The milks just keep getting better and better. I have no idea which one's been my favorite so far, but they have all been amazing. Look at that movement. Look at the way he just disappears. All right, this has been an excellent way to finish off the day with a bang. We kind of had a really slow start. We saw a lot of line snakes, but they were just, we had a section there in the middle where we just flipped hundreds of rocks and didn't see anything. So, I mean, it was just absolutely shocking to see the snake under a rock after all of that nothingness. Look at that. Just a perfect snake all around. We're gonna put him back.
Final look at this beautiful, beautiful milk snake here. We're gonna release it right where it was found.
All right, guys, let's put this guy back under his rock.
And back into the underworld he goes.
Well, guys, it's been a fantastic day. It was a little bit rough there for a little bit. It was starting to look like we really weren't going to find a milk. And then that one faithful rock came in clutch. So anyways, we're back in Graham's Hood these days, and we're getting ready to go get some sleep and get up early tomorrow morning to go look for king snakes in southeast Colorado. So I will see you guys then.